Okay, this week we're going to be talking about area, surface area, like the surface area of a box, for example, and volume, or the volume of a box, basically what we can fit into a box. And we have question number 1 here, and it states a rectangular playground, and again we can always draw a picture if we want to, that might help us, is 85 feet by 60 feet, 85 by 60. What is the area? Well, area is basically length times the width, or length times the height, or however you want to look at it. In this case, it's going to be the width, the length times the width, excuse me. So basically we're going to be multiplying these two. So if it's a rectangle, by definition, we can multiply these two and get the right answer. So we're going to say 85 times 60 here. This is going to be 0, 0. 0 here. This is a 30. Bring my 3 up here. This is 48, 51. That's 5,100. And you need to make sure you notate it square feet, and that's what that means right there. Choice D. The banner is shaped like a triangle shown below. What is the area of the banner? Well, the area of a triangle like this is going to be 1/2 the base times the height. Because if you think about it, half of the, if you think about a regular, like a rectangle, forgive my drawing here, if we were talking about the base times the height here, it'd be 45, but it's going to be half of that. So what we're going to do is, the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times the height, so we're going to have 1/2 times the base, which is 9, times 5. Now what I like to do a lot of times, I like to go ahead and multiply these guys and then cut it in half. This is going to be 45 times 1/2, or basically divided by 2 if you will. And 45 having been divided by 2 will be 22.5. A window is shaped like a trapezoid, and this is what a trapezoid looks like. What is the area of the window? What is the area of a window? The area of the window. What is the area of the window? Bear with me one quick second here. What we need to assume is that this is the same here. These two are the same, because a trapezoid, by definition, on one side you're going to look like this, on one side you're going to these triangles are going to be equal, in other words. So what you need to do is find the area of the triangles and the area of the regular part here. Okay, area of the triangles and area of the regular part. Well, we know we can find the area of the triangle by multiplying 7 times 4.5. So the area of the rectangle is going to be, what is this, 5, carry my 3, 28, this is 31. The area of the rectangle here is going to be 31.5. Okay, well I'm not quite done yet. I've got to find the area of this rectangle, this triangle and this triangle. Well, how do I know these lengths here? I don't know. I don't have any idea what these lengths are right here. Well, actually, yes, I do. If this whole thing is 9 and this is 4.5, then we need to find what the combination of these two is. So we're going to say 9 minus 4.5 and get 4.5. Sorry, 5. Well, if both of these put together and they're the same, or 4.5, then the half of that is going to be 2.25. Okay, so now we have the measure 2.25. So we have the base and the height. It's just 7. So now all we need to do is multiply the base times the height and cut that in half. And then we'll have the area for these two triangles. We'll add those two to the 31.5 and we'll have our area. Okay. And I'm running out of room here, so I tell you what, I'm going to let you do the math on your own. I'm going to go ahead and just give you the answer. 2.25 times 7 equals 15.75, and that multiplied by 1/2 is going to be 7.875. Well, remember, the area of this is 7.875, so is this one, so 7.875. We add those two up, and and we're going to get 15.75. So we're going to add those guys over here. And it looks like it's going to be 47.25. 47.25. Somebody at home, check my math on that if you don't mind. It looks like I've got this right. The base times the height, this is 7 times 4.5. So let me double check that. 7 times 4.5, 31.5. I've got that there. And then I know that if this whole thing is 9 inches and this whole thing is 4.5, that these two must be 2.25. Well, I know that the area of a triangle, which is what we have here now, is 1/2 times the base times the height. So again, we're going to multiply 2.25 times 7 and get 15.75 times 1/2, and we're going to get 7.875. Well, if this one is 7.875, then this one is as well. Okay. And we add those two up, and we got 15.75. We added that. Let's see, 15.75 plus 31.5 is 47.25. That is the area of that trapezoid. Which figure has the least area? You're just going to have to figure out all these. A square has side lengths of 9. So if it's a square, 9 and 9, this is going to be an area of 81. A parallelogram, which is something along these lines, which is still going to be base times height, which is 12 times 6, okay, which is 72. Okay. A triangle with a base of 18 and 6 with a height. So we're going to have 1/2 6 times 18, which is 54. I believe that's 108. Let's see, 18 times 6, yeah, equals 108. Now cut that in half. It's going to be 54 here. And you could have just multiplied 6 times 18 and cut that in half to get 54, which is right. Or a rectangle, 8 and 7, we'll multiply that, that's 56. So it says which one has the least area. Looks like it's going to be this triangle here. 81, 72, 56. Of course, we have the small one here at 54. Okay. Carl cut 2 triangular boards from the corners of a rectangular board as shown by the shaded area. And if you can't tell, this is the shaded area. What is the combined area of the sections? What is the combined area of the sections? By the way, when you do something like this, cut it right in half, this area is going to equal this area. So basically what you're doing is looking for half. You're looking for half of that. So basically I need to know what is 1/2 the base times the height. So if I know this, I know this by definition, because this is equal to that. That is equal to that. Therefore, if I know the area of this triangle here, I know the area of this other. Okay. So basically what I really need to do, and all I need, and another way I could do this, is just find out the area of this triangle and then cut it, or find out the area, excuse me, of this and just cut it in half. I could do either one. I could find the area of the triangle, or I could find the area of the rectangle and just cut it in half, which is what I think I'm going to do. So if I have 10.5 times 5, that's going to be 25. Carry my 2. That's 0 plus 2. This is 5 here. I'm going to have a 0 here. This is going to be another, oh, that's actually 525. 52.5. Then I'm simply going to cut that in half. I'm going to multiply it by 1/2. And if you remember, multiplying by half is the same thing as dividing by 2. Okay? And I'm going to let you work that out, but I'm just going to go ahead and give you the answer here. If you 52.5 divided by 2 is 26.25 centimeters. And before, I haven't been putting the unit in there, but you need to make sure you're doing that. What is the area of the figure below? Well, we don't have a formula to figure out the area of an L-shaped box. But what we can do is break this guy up and figure out exactly what it is. Can't we do that? Can't we say, well, I can figure out what this is? Okay. Now you're thinking, well, how do I do that? Well, if I know this whole side is 40 centimeters and this right here is 12, then I must know that the length of this side is the difference between these two, which is 28. Okay. So now I know that this is 28 by 12. And the area of that is 336. Well, that just leaves me with this right here. 12 times 24, which, take my word for it, is 288. And I'll let you do that math on your own. This is 4. Carry my 1. This is going to be 12. Carry my 1. 6. 624 centimeters squared. That is going to be my area. All right. I'm going to let you do that one on your own. Now we're going to move on to surface area. Well, now I've got to find out the entire surface area of something. So I got to find out this, the one on bottom, the one on the side, and all that. So it gets to be very, very complicated. But if you learn the skills that we've taught you, it won't be that hard. You're just going to have to take your time with it. So we got this jewelry box shaped like a rectangular prism. What is the surface area of the jewelry box? What is the surface area of the jewelry box? Well, can't we simply multiply these three together? Okay, can't we simply multiply these three together? And bear with me one second while I get some. You're going to find the surface area. You are well, I'll tell you what. Let me just figure this out real fast, and we'll go from there. So we've got this side right here. This is going to be 50, and this is going to be 50. And the top here, okay, the top here is going to be 100. Okay. Well, the bottom is also going to be 100. And we've got a side over here we haven't seen, and a side over here we haven't seen. That's going to be 50. And that's going to be 50. Because whatever you see over here, you're going to have over here and over here. Okay? So let's not make sure we're figuring out, let's make sure we're not forgetting any sides here. We've got this one and this one. Okay, we know that. We've got the one over here, and we've got the one back of it over here. Then, of course, we've got the top, and then well, I'm adding 100 here because of what's on bottom here. Okay? So when we add all these up, 50 plus 50 plus 50 plus 50, that's 200, 300, 400. 400 centimeters. Okay. What is the surface area of a cube, which has 6 sides, by the way? You think of a cube as having 4, but no, it has 6. With 1 inch size, what is a surface area? It's actually going to be 6. What is the surface area of the rectangular prism below? Surface area. Well, to find the surface area of this one right here, we have to multiply this times this, which is 24. To find the surface area of this side, we have to multiply it by the height, so this is going to be 10. So you know you're going to have a 10 over here that you can't quite see, and you're going to have a 20 over here that you can't, or 24 over here you can't quite see. Well, now we need to find the surface area of the top, and we know that's going to be 12 inches by 5 inches, which is 60, and then you're going to have another 60 on the bottom. Okay, so now I've got 24, 24, 10, 10, 60, and 60. All right, well, let's add these guys up. That's going to be 8, 4, 5, 6. 6 plus 12 is 18. We're going to do 188 inches squared. Now keep in mind, this is different from volume. We'll get to volume in a second. What is the surface area? Again, this is going to be just a touch easier. This one's going to be 25 on all sides, which is going to be 25 times 6, which is going to be 150 meters. The good news, when you have a cube like this, you have the same surface area on each side. So all you have to do is figure out one of them, and you can multiply them by 6. Not so easy with the rectangular ones, and then so on and so forth. Alexis designed a storage chest shaped like a rectangular prism. The storage chest is 6 feet long by 2 feet wide by 3 feet high. What is the surface area of the storage chest? You simply need to do what we did a while ago, but you need to draw yourself a picture. Okay? And what I'm going to do is draw one of these old-fashioned type deals down here and pretend for the sake of argument that this is a rectangular prism. We've got a storage chest which is 6 feet long, so this is going to be 6 here, by 3 feet high, so this is going to be 3 feet high, and it's going to be, what we said, we say 2 feet wide? Yeah, 2 feet wide. Okay, so now I need to figure out the sides and the top and the bottom. All right, well, the top and the bottom, let's go ahead and do that first. It's going to be 2 by 6, which is going to be 12. So I'm going to have 2 12s. Okay. Then I want to figure out the front and the back. So this is going to be 3 by 2, which is 6. So I'm going to have 2 6s. Now I need to figure out this one, which is going to be, what is that? 6 by 3, which is 18. I'm going to have 2 of those. Okay, so I'm going to have a 18, an 18, a 12, a 12, a 6, and a 6. You guys are going to have to double check my math on that. I'm not 100%. I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. This is going to be, what is that? 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 plus 12 is 32. Carry my 3. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 72 feet. So some of those I'm not going to give you a picture. Some of those you're going to have to make your own. Hopefully yours is neater than mine, because mine aren't that great. What is the surface area of a cube before? By definition, if this is 12 inches, this is 12, and this is 12, you can figure that out on your own. Again, this is a rectangular prism where you're going to have to draw your own picture like we did, I think, back on number 6. And keep in mind that your numbers may not be exactly the same as we are. Now, remember, a cube has a surface area of, I tell you what, I'm going to do this one with you in class. I'm going to do this one with you in class. Again, you're going to do these just like you did before. Keeping in mind that a cube, all the lengths and the heights and the widths and all that are going to be the same. Again, you're going to figure out exactly what you did before. I'm going to let you work on these on your own. Now we've got volume, which is very, very simple, because all it is the length times the width times the height. The length times the width times the height. Bear with me one quick second. The good news about this is, to be honest with you, if you know what you're looking for, if you know that it's volume, if you know we're asking for volume, all you've got to really do is multiply the length times the width times the height on something like a rectangular prism. You just got to be super careful. And here all we would do is say 7 times 3 times 2. The rectangular prism has a length of 3 centimeters, 7 centimeters, and a height of 2 centimeters. What is the volume? So 3 times 7 is 21, times 2 equals 42. Okay. A jewelry box is shaped like a cube. The sides of the cube are 8 inches long. By definition, a cube, again, is all the sides are the same. All the side lengths, the width, the height, everything. So basically you're going to say 8 times 8 times 8. This is 64 times 8 here. 512 cubic inches. Again, we're going to do the same thing here. Length times the width times the height. 10 times 10 is 100 times 5 is 500. A cube has a side length of 5 meters. What is the volume? 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125. Which is the volume of the fish tank below. We're going to multiply 40 times 20 times 60. And I'm going to let you work on that one on your own. A salt shaker in the shape of a cube has side lengths of 4 centimeters. What is the volume? Again, very, very easy. 4 times 4 times 4, which in this case is 64, choice D. A sandbox in the shape of a rectangular prism is 5.5 feet long by 3 feet wide by 2 feet high. What is the volume? Again, we're just going to multiply those three together. A cube has a volume of 1,000 cubic inches. What is the length of an edge of the cube? So we got to ask yourself is what times what times what will give me 1,000? Well, in this case, you might actually have to just try all 4 choices. Okay, I know that sounds like a weird way to do it, but if you can't think in your head that 10 times 10 times 10 or 1,000 to the root of 3 is a root of 3 times is 10, basically you would need to multiply these out. So 5 times 5 times 5 equals 125. Just take my word for it. Well, that's not it. 10 times 10 times 10, that's 100 times 10 is 1,000. Looks like we have our winner here. If you went on to do this and this one, you would find out that those aren't the choices. Okay? Because you get it, basically what you got to figure out is what do I need to, if it's a cube, they're all the same. So what 3 numbers do I need to multiply together to get 1,000? It's going to be 10. Jake's designing his bedroom in the shape of a rectangular prism. His model is below. So we got 14 by 11 by 8 feet. What will the total volume of his bedroom be? Well, I'll go ahead and work this final one out for you. It's going to be 14 times 11, which is 14, 154. Now keep in mind, we're not done. We still got to multiply it by the 8. Okay. 2, carry my 3. This is 40, right? Yeah, 43, carry my 4. This is 12. 1,232 feet cubed. Now, if Jake decides to increase the width by 3 feet, what will the new volume be and show your work? Well, all you got to do is swap that out for 17. And then you would be multiplying 17 times 11 times 8. Okay. 17 times 11, that's 17, 0, 17, 7, 8, 1. So I got 187. Then of course I got to multiply that by 8. 8 times 8 is 64, plus 5 is 69. Carry my 6. That's 14. So now we got a volume of 1,400 feet cubed. Carol has a planter box that is in the shape of a cube. The box measures 20 inches on each side. So again, you're going to have a cube, Forgive my drawing, I'm just in a hurry. This is 20. So therefore this is 20 and this is 20 as well. What is the volume? So we simply have to multiply 20 times 20 for 400, and then again multiply that again by another 20, which is going to be 8,000.